Core could rap.
Nah, he could really rap.
He could definitely rap.
He could really rap.
Yeah. The thing I like most about him is he know how he want. I like artists that they know how they want their shit to sound. You don't gotta be the best when you know how you want your shit to sound. You know what I mean? Like, that's my favorite artists. They all got that. Like, I think Kendrick is one of the best. But every time you hear a Kendrick song, I feel that I'm hearing it exactly how he intended it for me to hear it. You know what I'm saying? Where some artists could be like, that might be better if somebody did this, or maybe they should have did that. Like, every time I hear Core, I'm like, okay, yeah, he put his time into this. This is how he wanted this to sound.
Yeah, you could tell he's meticulous with how he writes his songs and how he does his verses. I knew Core could rap when he was in middle school, bro, like 6th grade. I was already working at his school before he got there. Y'all know I've got a history of working at before and after school programs. I was working at his school before he got there. And this is back when I used to do music. And some of the older kids that were there before he got there. So yeah, so like I was saying, I was working at his school before he got there. And some of the older kids knew that I rapped and that I wrote music and I would freestyle for the kids from time to time. And somebody told him that I could rap. And he came over there while I was freestyling one time. And he was like, oh yeah, you cool, I guess. Hey, you cool, Mr. Mike. And I'm like, I'm cool.
Of course.
I'm like, oh, you can rap, let me hear you rap. And he started freestyling. It wasn't no like punchlines.
It wasn't no BS.
Like, ooh,
yeah, he was rapping.
He could flow, he could really ride the beat, and he was rhyming. Like, he could, everything was rhyming. It wasn't like a fall off or nothing like it. He went for like a good 2 minutes in 6th grade. I was like, oh, he could really rap. And then so while he was still playing basketball in junior college, and he decided to start doing music, it made sense. I wanted him to keep hooping, and he did keep hooping at the time. But I'm just saying all that to say.
You should plug Core's song since we put him on there.
That was I paused it. Might as well keep it playing. But that's South Beach Freestyle, little bro Quartet featuring his homie. What's the boy's name? William Slaughter. South Beach Freestyle. Quartet featuring William Slaughter.
Yeah, go check him out.
Yeah, I can check him out on SoundCloud, man.
It's on Spotify too. I checked it.
Okay. We just want to do that, highlight the homie. But we in here, man. Family Room Podcast, episode 38.
38.
I'm Mike Rome.
Steph Room.
And we back in here for another episode, another conversation, another sit down. Y'all like them drops, huh? I'm gonna shorten mine next week. It's just gonna be that one I want to be, and then like I said, I thought that was very fitting for you. The kid Steph girl, the way, you know what I'm saying, your Instagram name, and just the way he said it. I'm Stephon, sweet thing. I could literally hear you saying that. I could hear you saying that to wife, and she's like, who do you think you are? You talking slick, or you coming there dressed, you got new hair or something? She's like, who do you think you are? You like, I'm Stephon.
That's funny because
I could fully hear you saying that.
Cause look, wifey liked me more with my hair like this.
Oh, I could tell.
I'm like, damn, bro, like, you ain't never felt the God like this. Like, hey, I think I'm gonna keep this.
When she made that post to you on Instagram, I think you was on the bench coaching.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she posted that. I was like, yeah, she really liked the hair, and I wasn't sure. I was kind of wondering.
She was trying to run her fingers through my shit. I'm like, it don't work like that. It don't work like that, baby.
What you been up to, man, this past week? Since the last time we recorded a podcast.
Since the last time we recorded, man, everything's been good, man. Had a job interview, got the job.
That's what's up.
Went and celebrated Alex's birthday with her and PB.
That's up.
Yeah. Sis, I found out like maybe the day before.
Leap year, baby.
Yeah. I found out like the day before, so I went out with her man, Kenzie, her man, Jesse, Ty's mom, her man's mother and sister. Real cool time. We was out there from like the afternoon till like late, and then so wifey was with me when we went like earlier in the day to link up with Alex and all them, and then she took off because her homegirl, Ashley, it was her birthday, and they was celebrating her birthday somewhere else, but it was close to PB. So she went and did that, and you know, homegirl Joy, it was her birthday is, I guess, that weekend.
Yeah, all of birthdays are close together. It's
yeah, and so she was down here. Yeah, she was down here. Yeah, I was trying to get that. She was down here, and then later on that night we met up at a spot in PB, so I got to see Joy.
That's dope.
Yeah, man.
Mini reunion.
Yeah, for sure. It was like a mini reunion. Yeah, everybody was there. It was a good time, man. I haven't seen Alex in a minute. I haven't seen her in a minute. Dude, her dude, I'm so happy she's happy. Tyler's a good dude. I mess with him for sure.
I still haven't met him yet.
He loved the hell out of her, bro.
You can tell. Yes, it looks like it on their Instagram.
Yeah, he loved the hell out of her. That's what's up, man. I'm happy for them too, man. I'm happy for them too.
That's what's up.
But besides everything been good, man. I can't complain about nothing. That's
what's up.
Not one bit. How you been since the last time we parted?
I've been good, man. Just keeping busy. I finally got a chance to connect with somebody I have been wanting to connect with. It's a radio personality out here in San Diego. His name is Marlon. He's also Marlon on Instagram. He's a radio host. He has a show called The Spotlight Show. It's on like 89.3 FM. Comes on Thursday nights. Comes on Thursday nights at 10 o'clock. And I hesitated to say it because, you know me, usually when I speak on stuff before I do it, it don't happen. But this one looked like it's already...
Looking like it's wrapped up.
It's already like solidified.
Putting a bow on it.
like for a couple months now, I have been wanting to tap in with him and, you know, either come and like film a show for him and or be on his show, like, and put the spotlight on me. But I was down for either one. You know what I'm saying? Whatever he wanted to do.
That's what you've been posting to your gram.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, I got it.
And then so he came to a Kings game a few months ago. And this was after we had already like been going back and forth in the DMs on Instagram. And I seen him at a Kings game, but if you ever like been to a Kings game or seen me at a game, I'm moving, I'm all over the place, and switching out lenses, different cameras. It's work for me.
You ain't got a whole bunch of time.
Right, it's work for me. And I saw him at the game, but I didn't realize who it was. I just saw him. I'm like, this nigga look familiar. Where do I know him from? But anyway, and I just kept moving.
Yeah.
And then literally the next morning, I was on Instagram and I seen him and I was like, oh, that's who that was at the game. I missed my chance to chop it up in person with him. You know what I'm saying? And I hit him. I was like, hey, bro, were you at the Kings game last night? He's like, yeah, that was me. So when we chopped it up, he was supposed to come out to Mikey Williams, a championship game with me. He didn't get a chance to make it out. But a couple days later, actually Sunday, I think it was a year. No, Sunday. I was with you. Actually, Corey was at for his video shoot for the song that we opened the podcast with. Anyway, Sunday after I left his video shoot, I went down. That was the first interview I recorded for him. But just us talking and like, you know, bouncing ideas back and forth. He said one of the main reasons he wanted to tap in with me is because he see what I'm doing on the sports side. And he see like, you know, I'm not just like filming games and putting highlights up. Like I'm doing interviews. Like I'm trying to sit down and talk to people.
Yeah.
And the dope part about this, the thing that I didn't want to speak on, but he was saying that that was one of the reasons why he wanted to connect. He wanted to incorporate some type of sports into his show. Yeah. And so what's really dope, opportunity that came about with connecting with him is I'm gonna be on the radio every Thursday night at 10 o'clock now on the Spotlight Show. So he's gonna do his segment where he's talking to like to rappers and entertainers, and then for the first 30 to 45 minutes, and then his segment ends. It's not my own show. It's still his show, the Spotlight Show, but I'm gonna have a segment.
You're doing a sports section on the show.
Right. And so when he goes off, then I come in and with whatever guest I've invited to the station that night, I talk to them about, you know, their sports journey, whatever they're doing. So that's gonna be really dope.
That's what's up. That's clean. Yeah. That's super clean.
Really excited about that.
That's super clean.
And so hopefully with that, you know what I'm saying, that'll attract more people that just want to sit down and talk to me in general. I could have them on Link Up with Michael Flicks. We could do it mic'd up with Michael Flicks, and then I could bring them into the sports segment of the Spotlight Show.
Yeah, you can talk about all of it, like working with you and all that.
Right, and then if they come into the Spotlight Show, that's only gonna be like a 20-minute.
Oh yeah, that's
thing,
cool.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
But that'll still give me the freedom. And
that's a good amount of time, bro. And shit, doing interviews and sitting down with people and stuff, coaching like.
But I look
you feel like 10 minutes a long time.
But I was looking at it like. It'll be similar to some of these other radio personalities. I don't want to say like Charlamagne. Like Charlamagne, everybody knows Charlamagne. He's on the Breakfast Club. All the biggest stars in the world come to the Breakfast Club, but there's sometimes people that come and you could tell he wants to ask them more questions, but he has to share the floor with two other people that have questions to ask as well. Yeah. And sometimes he'll get cut off and he don't get to ask all his questions, but then he get to bring people to his podcast, but that's his platform. His forum, there's no time limit. I got you for this amount. I have you for this amount. There's no FCC. Not we have you. Exactly. There's no FCC, and he gets to really get off ask all the questions he want to ask. which is dope. And that was another reason I asked him. I was like, "Why is your show on so late at night?" He was like, "If we on at 10 o'clock, the FCC don't mess with it." He's like, "So we can still cuss, we can still do our thing." You know, y'all know me. I don't really swear very much anyway, but
yeah.
That you know, that's pretty dope. So that's pretty much what I've been doing, just, you know, trying to solidify that relationship with him. Shout out to Marlon for reaching out and wanting to connect.
Clean.
Other than that, man, I've just been doing a lot of editing. The media company that I work for, Hustle 2K. You can check us out on YouTube and Instagram. I've been editing a lot of a lot of our Instagram content. He sent me
Gotta speak the lingo.
Right, I wasn't able to make it out to the Sierra Kane game, but he sent me the footage of that, and I chopped up a few videos for them. Went out to the Etowanda game versus no more playing the country, Evan Mobley and Rancho Christian.
Mobley.
What I say?
Mobley
is his name. Evan Mobley, on his way to USC next year, plays for Rancho Christian right now. And then also,
you know why he going to USC, right?
His brother there. His brother and his dad.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
They think he's gonna be a one and done. I don't.
Nah, he's not. He's not quite. He could play, but he's not.
He could play, but
he's not his brother though.
Yeah, and I mean, he bigger though, right? He taller.
And he's 7 foot. I don't remember how tall his brother.
I think his brother like 6'9", 6'10". But they both tall.
His brother better than him.
Yeah, but they think because of his size and his position, he'll be a one and done. But
while we're talking about sports, shout out to La Jolla Country Day women's basketball team. Made it to the state championship. This is a good segue into our first topic. We don't even know if they're gonna be able to play that game in Sacramento tomorrow night because they shutting everything down with this coronavirus, man. But still, shout out to La Jolla Country Day.
No. Shout out La Jolla Country Day. Very good team. Very, very good team. They got a McDonald's All-American. Miss Pow. She's the truth, bro. She can play.
She could hoop.
Yeah, she could.
I hit her up, see if she want to come be on my show. She's like, "I'm too busy. I got too much going on." I was like, "I feel it." I was hella disappointed though.
Wifey and I went and saw them. My team had an off day during tournament time, so we went down to one of the big tournament down here in San Diego during the year and watched them play Long Beach Poly. Like the second game or first game they lost all year. They lost, but you could tell that she's a cut above the rest, bro. Like Long Beach Poly is a perennial championship team. So is the whole country there. You know what I mean? But they made her struggle. But even in struggle, you could tell when some people are just a little bit better than everybody else. That like maybe the team around, maybe the Long Beach Poly team was better than what maybe totally she had. But they're just so well coached and she's so nice, man. Everybody plays their role. It was truly like watching a coaching clinic, bro. Like, they're very well coached, and that girl is very good, man. Like, jump shot, water, handle, grip. She don't make mistakes. That's a really good team. But, I mean, this coronavirus got everybody scared, bro. And I just don't feel the same way. I just really don't. I think for people that have to travel a lot, I think that the coronavirus is something very, very serious for them. But if you do not have a compromised immune system, if you are a relatively healthy person that is younger, you're not a very young child and you're not a very older person, if you're in that middle group, which is most of us, stop being nasty, wash your hands, clean your surfaces, all of that stuff. You should be disinfecting. If you work at a cubicle, you should be disinfecting your stuff. Like, it's nothing that you shouldn't already have been doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, people walking around like with hazmat suits on and putting trash bags over their clothes and all of that. Like, that's not how you're gonna get it, idiot.
Bro, I forget what state it was, but I've seen videos. There's a teacher, a middle school teacher at some school that had the coronavirus. And like, there's videos of like hella parents pulling up, picking up their kids, not letting the kids get in the car. They jumping out, closing all the doors, pulling out like big like aerosol bottles of spray like hosing their kids down with the spray disinfectant, the backpack, sanitized wipes, wiping everything down before they get in the car. And on the one hand, I'm like, it ain't that serious, but on the other hand, it's like you can never be too careful. I bet Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell didn't ever think, for sure Rudy Gobert didn't think he'd ever get it, the way he was acting.
Yeah, but
Rudy
and
Gobert
that's why I
and
said
Donovan Mitchell are two players for the Utah Jazz. They both have been tested positive for the coronavirus.
Yeah.
Rudy Gobert was seen he was joking around at a press conference. Like he got up and he was touching all the mics and touching the reporters' phones and stuff, just being funny. And then a day, maybe 2 days later, he was tested positive. And then last night, the Utah Jazz and the Oklahoma City Thunder were supposed to play last night. They canceled the game. Had all the fans, I don't want to say evacuate. They just made all the fans leave the stadium. I guess that is evacuation. But all the fans had to leave the stadium or leave the arena, and they tested all the players for both teams for the coronavirus before they left. And like I said, Rudy Gobert, who already had it, you know what I'm saying, Donovan Mitchell didn't. During the test, it was confirmed this morning that he tested positive for the coronavirus.
Yeah. And that's part of what I'm saying. Think about how much an NBA player moves around, going here to there, traveling, and all this stuff. And one dude on the team got it, and then one other dude on the team got it. Between two teams that were about to compete and have been out here moving around and doing all of that, it's not crazy. It's serious because of how long you can have it and not know. Mm-hmm. But like people getting like their throat start scratching, hospitals over flooded. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, go home, drink some tea, take care of yourself, and stop coughing all over every damn thing. You shouldn't be doing that. No way.
I understand everybody.
I understand caution because of how fast it's spreading, but normal stuff. Like I was just telling you off mic, I was in a public bathroom. Dude uses the bathroom, does his business, and then walks out. Those are the people that are spreading the coronavirus, bro. It's not those of us who have hand sanitizer at our desk, who wash our hands every time we go to the bathroom.
Do we know where this came from? Like, was it a man-made thing, or like, do we know where this came from yet?
I believe it started in China. I believe this came over from China. But I just everybody should be taking normal precaution. You don't need to wrap yourself in a trash bag. Like, you're okay.
I'm glad I looked at this. So I read something last night. It said according to the New York Post, Queen Mary Bioenterprise Innovation Center in London is looking for 24 volunteers to be injected with the coronavirus and participate in a flu camp. Participants to be paid $4,588. This is in an attempt to develop a vaccine. And I also read another report. Before I get to the other one.
Let's talk about that real quick.
I was about to say.
You guys are gonna. How long is this trial going on?
I think the report might have said, but I didn't write that.
And I'm just asking as a hypothetical because the way people are acting, that little 4.5, I'm gonna need that a week. Or I'm gonna need that 4.5 bands. Like if we're doing this for 2 months, I'm gonna need that 4.5 every month.
I'm gonna need more just off what the risk is. Like the risk reward is you know what I'm saying?
If you young and relatively healthy, bro, they giving you 4.5 to get a runny nose, to get a scratchy throat.
So you would do it if you lived in London?
I think about it. That's what I'm saying. And I'm not trying to make light. I'm not trying to make light of this because there has been fatalities from this, but there've been people that have already been compromised. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's like it's people who they were subject to any virus that would come out here. They would contract it quicker than most people. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And the severity of them contracting it, how serious it's going to be once they have it, is way up from me or you. Mm-hmm. I had a scratchy throat. I had a sore throat 2 days ago. Not sore throat. I had you get like a little itch. You feel like you're about to get sick, right? Mm-hmm. I was like, damn, my throat hurt. Like, people was like, oh shit, you better go to the hospital. You might have the coronavirus. And I was like, and if I do, what they gonna do? They gonna send my ass home with some antibiotics and a bill.
It's just like when you get sick. Like, if you just regularly sick, like I hate it. And I've always been ill, accident prone, broken bones. I've been in and out of the doctor's office and the hospital my whole life.
Respect.
And one thing that would piss me off more than anything, like I'll be in there with like some real stuff. Like I'm in there with like chest pain. Like I'm thinking I'm about to have a heart attack. Like it's been a few times like I felt like I didn't feel like my heart stopped. I was like passed out, like couldn't move. And I'm in there to see about that. And then there's somebody in there and their name getting called before yours just because they're in there for a cold. You wasting your money. You paying this copay, and they go send you to the pharmacy, and you just wasting money, and you just go home, and they go be like, oh, stay in bed, drink water, and take this medicine. You could have got that medicine on your own.
And there's a part of me that just feels like part of this is population control.
That's what I think.
Part of this is pharmaceutical companies meeting quotas. Like, you know who's winning off of this? Purell. And everybody that sell hand sanitizer. They're making a killing right now. Bro, I went to a CVS, bro. They had no hand sanitizer at all.
You remember last year when Soulja Boy came out, Drake, and he was doing all that, and he was selling the video game consoles? Yeah. He back out right now. You seen the report?
Yeah.
He back out. He's selling soap, and they said business is booming.
I bet it is.
Man, that's hitting a lick right there.
Yeah.
Man. Oh, the other thing I wanted to say. A plane from Colorado to New Jersey had a passenger sneezing and coughing, so much so that the other passengers on the plane made such a big deal that the plane had to emergency land. And
I'm not saying that that's not a thing, but I want to point out
the coughing passenger was screened, tested negative, and cleared to get back on the plane to continue the flight. So it was like a whole probably like a good 4 hours, at least 3 hour delay, just because this dude was coughing and sneezing.
And who knows what they had to do? Who knows how far off route they had to go?
That's what I'm saying.
To get back to that, you know what I'm saying? And
Tom Hanks. They said Tom Hanks and his wife got the coronavirus.
This is what I'm saying.
I think that's the biggest thing that's making people freak out. That is actually because at first it was like, oh, you're only hearing about old people getting it or people that's been traveling. And then when you hear about a couple NBA, traveling out of the country, not just traveling in state to state. And then when you hear about 2 NBA players and Tom Hanks and his wife, and it's like, hold on, man, like this is a real thing. Like it's really hitting close to home. Hey, Jackson, Brody, you can take off whenever you want. You don't got to stay for, you know what I'm saying?
But I'm just editing real quick.
Oh, okay. Appreciate it.
But I just want to point out the hysteria of people, bro. Like,
I wasn't rushing you or kicking you out.
I'm editing.
Okay, bet.
Yeah. I got you.
Like, swine flu, H1N1, all this other stuff. Like, anthrax was a calculated attack. You know what I'm saying? They were putting that in the mail to try to get at people. This isn't that. This is, we travel a ton as a globe. Things can always move, like, bro, we just don't track it the same. Flu season. You know what it would be like? You know what it would look like if they tracked the flu during flu season? It would scare people into a panic. And now everybody's tripping, bro. Everywhere I go. This is what I'm saying. Okay, cool. So they're shutting down stuff. You know what else should shut down? The grocery store, the gas station. Let's not nobody do nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I don't know, man. I acknowledge that it's serious. I'm moving around living my normal life. I'm not overly worried. I'm not scared to get it. Like, I don't want to get it. But even if I do get it, I'm not gonna be like, it's not a death sentence. Like I was saying, I understand the severity of how fast this virus is moving, but this is not a plague. I guess it categorizes as a pandemic because of how fast it's been moving, but this is something. My thought is, a month from now, or less than, they'll be saying that games are starting back up. People could start going back to their jobs or doing whatever they need to do, because this temporary shutdown is just going to stop you gross people from spreading it as fast as this virus can't spread, because you could be a carrier for it. I feel like some people are getting, I'm not saying that everybody that gets it is gross.
Nah, you're right.
I'm saying it's perpetuated by people's lack of cleanliness. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody that goes in and out of your house has to go somewhere and then come back. You feel like coronavirus is in your house? Because I don't feel like it's in mine. Because everybody in my house is clean. And I'm not saying that you won't get sick. I'm not saying that you won't. I'm saying that you getting coronavirus has a lot to do with how generally clean you are and how you... I'm not running around. I know it's part of business culture. Shake hands when you... But you got to take the necessary precautions. And even if I have to do that, I'm washing my hands the first time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
when I got to the radio station last night, so I work on Wednesday nights, and the episodes, the interviews, the show comes out on Thursday night. When I went to the station last night, bro, I went to shake Mr. Wade's hand, the dude that runs the station, that runs the studio that we use. Quick, and this is like one of the nicest white men you'd ever meet. Like, he'll never try to diss you by not shaking your hand.
Yeah.
How you doing, Mr. Wade? He was like, hey, how's it going? And he didn't even make it like, hey, he's just like...
this is protocol right now. And that's part of it.
Rudy Gobert should have been doing that.
Rudy Gobert shouldn't... It looks crazy because he probably had it before he was playing around. You know what I'm saying with the media.
Did.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't look good because he did that. But this is also an example. Rudy Gobert is, you just pluck an average person out of society, he's among the elite in fitness, in health, in all of that. He's a professional athlete. He's not going to die from the coronavirus, bro. You're not going to see him in a hospital bed struggling because he doesn't have a compromised immune system. You know what I'm saying? He's a relatively strong, not relatively, he's probably in the 1 or 2% of health and fitness.
They say he one of the strongest people in the NBA.
You know what I'm saying? It's not saying that you can't get it. It's saying that there's not like some crazy fatality rate with this. Everybody, do me a favor. Do yourself a favor. Do everybody around you a favor. Wash your hands before and after you go to the bathroom if necessary. Wash your hands before you eat. Don't touch your face. Think about the surfaces you're touching. Think about the cleanliness of the surfaces that are around you.
I ain't here to get these niggas no PSA, man. If you don't know how to stay clean, you don't know how to stay clean. We talked about this last podcast. We're not gonna spend a whole bunch of time on it this week. But since we was talking about Rudy Gobert, I did want to talk about another NBA.
We do gotta make sure we talk about the NBA is.
I thought we said that.
The NCAA men's and women's side have they're gonna be having games without fans. Minimum
That's right.
only
we
needed.
need to talk about that.
Only needed people at the games as far as media, and they're saying some family. Like,
it's irresponsible for them to be playing these games. Irresponsible.
I think if you take all the necessary precautions that you could go out and do that. If you test the teams and nobody has it on the teams, I think that you can go out there and play the games. You got to test everybody that's going to be around this sporting event, and you can't test everybody that's going to come through a turnstile. But all the participants and referees and officials and board people, you know what I'm saying? You could test them, and if all of them are good, then why not? Like, it sucks. It's gonna suck for them not to have a crowd.
I just think it sends a bad message, and then also the optics aren't good when no more classes, don't come to campus, everything's online. You can't live in the dorms, go back home. Well, a lot of people don't have the money to just be going back and forth like that. Some people are they got just figured out. I'm sure their families can get them home, but not sure.
That's another thing we should talk about connected to this too. Like these colleges and stuff. But
anyway, all these like, I just think the optics are bad when nobody can stay in the dorms, nobody can go to class, everything's online, but we still playing these games. Why is that? The money. Like, everything else is being shut down, and that's not.
I get it. I understand it. It's a lot of people's palms got to get greased by that, and as long as you
don't understand if every other event that brings people, like big groups of people together, is being shut down, why are they still playing?
Well, I think it's because of the control. You can't test. Well, no, it's definitely part of the money, but
I think that's the main thing and the end all be all.
Well, I think for every major corporation that is, but I think that it would be different if they were like, yo, we trying to get all this bread from the turnstiles and the concessions and doing all that. Like, they've signed deals for these games, and if they could say, hey, we could test everybody associated with both of these teams and that are gonna be around this game, cool, let's do that. But there's no way that we could test for 30,000, 40, 50,000, 70. I don't know how many people like are in these arenas at these NCAA games. Let's say 100,000. We can't test 100,000 people. And the NBA has said that they're suspending games indefinitely. I see this a lot on Twitter. Hey, you guys need to understand what the difference between a suspended and a cancellation is.
Right.
The NBA said they suspended games.
If you get suspended from school, you have to stay home for a week or a few days and you get to come back. If you get expelled,
canceled,
right, that means you can't ever come back.
Yeah.
So the NBA season will be back.
Yeah, so you guys relax. Relax.
And it just means that we'll have it later into the year. Like, we don't get to enjoy it right now for, I guess the foreseeable future. But, I mean, when it comes back, might be a little added bonus.
I think that
but that also means next season is probably going to start later.
Yeah. I think that everybody's being as responsible as they can. I think that it's on them to try to manage
Not the NCAA.
I think so. They're managing the traffic. The money, of course, plays a part of it, and that feels nasty. But if you're on the hook for a bill of a couple million, maybe $1 billion, and you can eliminate the main people who are going to move this virus around this arena, the fans that are coming through the turnstiles, who you can't sanitize and screen.
It's not just that simple. You can, like, they saying, like, you could have symptoms, you could have it and not know for the first 5 to 14 days that you have it.
Yeah.
Like,
But you can have it and not know, but they can screen you to see if you do have it. That's what I'm saying.
I just think it sends a bad message. And they were saying, like, oh, the kids want to play. They said there's been kids on pretty much every team that's like, nah, I'm not comfortable with this. I don't want to play. I want to go home. I'm concerned about my health. I'm concerned about my family. Like, I want to go home. I don't want to play. And that should be taken into account. It should. I doubt that's the majority. I'm sure if I had to guess,
I think 98% of them want to play.
Nah, I won't say that. And I'll bet you 98% of them don't want to play in front of an empty gym.
Well, that ain't got that's not their choice. They're not NBA players. That's not their choice.
Fine.
A lot of y'all play in empty gyms anyway. Be clear, until March Madness.
It's irresponsible. It's irresponsible.
I feel differently. They're controlling as much as they can. If we're saying 2 NBA teams tested everybody there, and out of those 2 teams, one team had a dude carrying it, and one person got it. The other team didn't have it. What I read is they tested everybody associated, training staff. You know what I'm saying? Everybody.
But then how do you ensure that nobody gets it? Like, it's not that important. Like, it's just basketball.
No, it's
not that important.
But what would you say if they said we've screened everybody that's going to be in contact with these 2 teams? Everybody's good. They could control that. That's an easy situation for them to control. We could control who's at the door. We can control who's letting them in and out of the gym. We've already checked their staffs and all of that stuff. We could check the refs. We could check the people that are at the board doing the clock and all of that.
It just seems a lot to me to play basketball. You're gonna test everybody that comes in the building.
I mean, from what I'm saying, from what I understand, it's like a swab test, like any other.
But they tested all the players for both teams until this morning. So it's not like you just take the test and 30 minutes later you know.
No, I know, but I'm saying the March Madness game time started yet.
It's just basketball, bro. Like, just let the situation be under control first. Let the situation get handled, and then go back to playing basketball. I just think it sends a bad message.
For the NCAA, that's a lot harder than the NBA though. To go back to basketball whenever this starts back up. They miss March. They miss the season. It's over, and they're on the hook for that bill. That's what I'm saying. It's not, bro. Like, this is what I'm saying.
I'm always the guy that's like, morals come first. And it just doesn't feel right. Personally, for me, it doesn't feel right. I've been watching SportsCenter all this morning. There's people on the TV and in there. There was something about, how much we love this time of year. This is our favorite time of year. There was multiple guys in there saying, like, this does not feel right. It does not feel right that we're here for basketball with all this that's going on. When you got the NBA that's canceled all their games, you got the MLS that's canceled all their games. To me, it's irresponsible, and then it also makes the NCAA look even worse than they already look, because it just looks like they're all about a dollar, like everyone knows that they are. It just doesn't look.
They're all about a dollar,
and it just doesn't look right to me.
I
think, and being that we know that about them, I feel like this is what's driving everything, and that morally isn't right.
I'm not jumping over. I'm not spooked like everybody else is. That's how I am. We have a test. We could test to see who has it. You know what I'm saying? There's people that are complaining about this that drop their kid off at the sitter. They ain't check their sitter. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody went and got their sitter checked. Okay, let's do this. Every kid at a public school, if any of their parents are upset about the NCAA stuff, you just sent your kid to school. What's more important?
Say that again?
There's people on TV, right? They got kids, and those kids probably went to school, right? They went to a school. Well, they could contract this virus. Did you check everybody that they're gonna come in contact with? Are your kids still hanging out with their friends? Are you still going out to dinner? That's what I'm saying. It's like, come on, man, give me a break. You want to kill the NCAA because you can, and it does, and money is definitely the motivation. But if they're doing everything,
I'm a stay-at-home dad now, and my son stays home with me. If he was in school, if he was still enrolled in school, he would not be going to school today.
And
he wouldn't.
And that is your right. But I'm saying all these people that are saying this doesn't look right.
I'm saying
they're gonna go out
that
to eat
to
with
say
somebody.
all these people that you're talking about that are so up in arms, they probably sent their kids to school. I'm one of the people that's all up in arms, and I wouldn't be sending my kid to school. That's why I brought that up. Like, I would argue the dude that was like, this doesn't feel right. If I had to guess, he probably isn't sending his kid to school. Like, he's probably not sending his loved ones into a space where he feel like they.
No, we're speculating. We're speculating, and I'm not talking about an individual. I'm saying paint with a broad stroke just this one time. You think that everybody who has this criticism for the NCAA is not going out to a restaurant? They're not going out anywhere, bro. They came to work. You know what I'm saying? And people are gonna say, "Well, they gotta go to work." Well, there's people that they work in those arenas. You know what I'm saying? I'm not as spooked as everybody else, man. And I'll just have to leave it there. Like, if we have a test to see who is holding this, we don't have a cure, but we could see who is carrying this virus. If we check everybody and everybody there is good, I don't see any reason. If we've eliminated the major threat, the spectators, excuse me, I don't see why it's such a big deal or it's crazy to have games with no fans. I get it from the NBA perspective. Like, everybody, like, no matter what, anybody who buys a ticket to a sporting event, you're a paid extra in that TV. You're an extra in that TV show. You're part of the experience. You're what makes the camera angles and everything. You build the hype for the fan at home, right? And that part is gonna suck not to see that. But people like up in arms, like going crazy about this stuff. Like, corporate greed is part of it. But you know what will be real corporate greed? If they push them out there no matter what and told the fans to come in there because they wanted to get that. They've already signed contracts for all these games. And if they're doing everything in their power to take care of that, and the risk is way down from what it would normally be, eliminating all those fans, let's say it's 60,000 people. Eliminating, that's the real threat. It's not the 14 people on each team.
There's got to be a clause somewhere in there that's like barring something like this. There has to be, bro. There has to be. I would assume, I would guess, there like in deals like of that magnitude and money being exchanged, like that much money, I would assume there has to be something in place, some type of clause that says like some type of, pandemic or some type of.
That don't mean they get their money back, and I don't mean that stops them from being paid. There might be a clause that says, "Oh, we won't do these games."
And that's what I'm speaking to. That's what I'm speaking to. It's all about the money. That's exactly what I'm speaking to. Like, if there's a clause that says, like, you talking about them being on the hook for money, now you're talking about them not making their money. If they were on the hook for some money, that's like, I still would be like, whatever, like, the kids
they signed TV deals, is what I'm saying. Like, things have been agreed on. The games weren't played when they signed up.
Making money and being on the hook for money are two very different things, though.
I'm saying, but if we signed a deal, right, somebody's on the hook for a certain amount and somebody's getting a certain amount. I'm talking about both of them.
And that's why I'm saying, with that in mind, I would assume that there would be some type of clause in place that says, okay, like the country music festival that got shut up. I would assume that there's something in there that says, like, barring some type of like hysteria or some type of riot or some type of whatever, that there's something in place that says, like, yo, we couldn't continue under these circumstances, so the deal is off. I would just assume, like, I don't know. I can't prove that, but I feel like that's just smart business.
I think about the arena and where the threats are.
Yeah.
Like, people are still going to stores. People are still going to schools and work. All of these are places
Those
where you
things
could.
are necessities, though. That's very different. Basketball is not a necessity.
And for the people running the business, it is a necessity. You think those refs are like, yo, it's just a basketball game?
But see, now you're speaking to two different things though.
I'm not.
You are though, because you're talking about all these people that still have to go to these spaces. People don't have to go play basketball.
People aren't coming. They're not going to be there. There's not going to be fans. They don't have to come, and they won't be there. And even if they showed up, they won't be allowed in.
So what were you bringing that up for? You were saying people still have to go to the store. Why were you saying that?
I'm saying because you're saying like it's about the money, and they're only doing this for that. Like, bro, like there's people that are going all over the place. They're not going, yo, the coronavirus could be there. It's not worth it to go there. Go to a restaurant right now. There's people still sitting in that motherfucker. They don't have to be there.
So you're saying that I'm not following. So you're saying that to say what?
I'm saying that if you're saying they shouldn't, like just the players and the coaches and the team staff shouldn't show up to play a basketball game, those are already scheduled. If we've eliminated the major threat, and you're saying that because the coronavirus, it's not worth it to show up. It's not worth it for these people. You can miss a day of work. That's what you're asking referees and all these other people to do. You're asking them to miss a day of work. There's people filming that game. They ain't got nothing to do now because y'all canceled the game. That's my money. That's my check.
So what?
And
bro, I was supposed to make a lot of money at this weekend at the ABA Far West Division playoffs. Supposed to make a lot of money. I was gonna shoot a long for the grind with somebody. You already know I work for the Kings. Another team that's coming from out of town. We emailed back and forth the deal that I was gonna cover their team too while they was out here, bro. In one weekend, this is probably the most money I was ever gonna make in one weekend being a photographer. Guess how much of that money I get to make now because they canceled the ABA playoffs. How do I feel the way? You can hear it in my voice that I feel the way, but what's more important? Health. And I'm not like, oh, bro, I was supposed to get my bread. I don't have no way to make money, nigga. So what? People's health comes first. Yeah, you don't have nothing to do this weekend. Yeah, sure, okay.
And this is kind of why I get frustrated when we talk about stuff, because you're saying you aren't that mad, and I'm asking you. You're saying it wasn't worth it to you. What do you say to the person that's in a restaurant? What do you say to the person that sent their kid to school? What do you say to the person like, bro, the NCAA they've eliminated the major threat of this. Meanwhile, so should those players be quarantined? What should they do? Well, like, that's what I'm saying. Just don't play the games. Just don't do none of that. Don't do nothing. Like, everybody, stop doing everything. Keep your ass at home. You know what I'm saying? To me, it just seems like a built-up panic. It's like we've eliminated the 60,000 people that we can't check.
No, it's not a panic. It's a precaution.
And this is what I'm saying. They took precaution. They have the ability to check all of the teams and their staff. If all of them are okay, what are you worried about now? And that's when you go to, it's the money. And of course the money is part of it. Of course the money is part of it. But if they've eliminated the major threat and they've checked the teams, if there's one person on the team that has it and you check everybody else, I would be fine with them saying, bro, you can't play, bro. It's too much of a risk. You should be getting better. But that's what I'm saying. If they're gonna eliminate, I don't think that, to me.
So then what do we say to the players that are like, yeah, I'm not cool with this. I'm uncomfortable with this. Like, there's a reason there's like adults who do this for a living, who cover this sport for a living, that were in the gym saying this does not feel right. I feel like we should not be here. Like, you should have saw, there's people like, you could tell they like had a legit beef. Like, people that I've seen on TV ranting and raving.
What's more important than why are they there?
Work.
Yeah, because they want to get their check.
And what I'm saying is, they were saying this does not feel right. There were people on the TV. You could tell they were visibly upset.
I'm not saying that they weren't.
And that's what I'm saying, Steph.
But
and
Mike,
that's what I'm speaking to. You telling me all these people just don't do shit? Yes.
No,
that is what I'm saying.
But this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. This is why I get frustrated. Because you're saying, yes, I hear it, and then ignoring what I'm asking you to look at. I'm saying they said that we should not be here. If I say I shouldn't be somewhere, guess what? I'm not showing up, bro. I'm not. Because I decided that it's not that important. They did the calculation and still showed up to report that this doesn't feel right. But they are still there. So some would say in harm's way.
So what are you frustrated about?
I'm saying that if they take the precaution, if there's a player on the team that says, I'm not comfortable with this, excuse that player to go home.
But that's why I said earlier, I think 98% of the players want to play. They want to play under the right conditions. They don't want to be out here catching a coronavirus.
I heard that. I guess I'm kind of harping on the last thing you just said. You say you get frustrated and I ignore. What am I ignoring?
Because when I say they're still there, you say, but they're saying that they don't feel that this is right. But you still showed up. That's like all these people, like, there's a lot of people out here with a lot of the hysteria and all this shit over the coronavirus, right? Mm-hmm. I'm saying that motherfucker still went out to eat. Why would you go into a crowded restaurant with people you don't know if you're so worked up about
it? That's making an assumption, Steph. You don't know that. And I would argue, like I said, because I'm one of those people. If I was the reporter, I would have been that white man that I seen on the TV that I was like, this doesn't feel right, we shouldn't be here. And I would not be at a restaurant. I would not send my kid to school. Okay. So I'm not going to just assume that the guy that's all up in arms the same way I am is just going out to restaurants and sending his kids into harm's way.
And this is what I'm saying. Do they live in a place where they're reporting? No, they flew out to go there. How are you going to eat? No matter how you're going to eat, it's not going to be your hands making it unless you went to a grocery store, which is a hazard. That's what I'm saying. Don't nobody do nothing? You're going to have to do something. Take all the precaution that you can in doing what you have to do. If you have to go to work, take all the precaution. If you want to put your basketball game on and you can eliminate the threat, then do that. If somebody doesn't want to show up, allow them to not show up. But that doesn't mean that the game has to not be played.
The game doesn't have to be played either, and that's all I've been.
No, and that's just a difference of opinion. And that's why I said if they've eliminated, no fans are going to be there. We will both agree that that's the major threat, right?
So if it's just a difference of opinion, like what am I ignoring and what's frustrating you so much if we just have a difference of opinion?
And I'm saying, and that's what I'm saying. When I said they've eliminated the threat, you're saying there's people that are there. I'm saying those people are there. And they're making the argument, and you said that person wouldn't send their kid to school. That person wouldn't go to a restaurant. That person also said it doesn't feel right to be here, and is there. They're there. In the place where they said it doesn't feel right to be. Like, my opinion is this coronavirus is not worth all this, what seemingly to me, panic to people.
I'd agree with that. I
still
feel like it's irresponsible for me.
And now if you're like, okay, it's not worth all this panic, to take the next step to start saying, oh, they're doing this and they're dirty. We know the NCAA is dirty. This, like, what would be crazy dirty is to be like, fuck it, we trying to get every dollar. These motherfuckers in here.
We 47 minutes in on the coronavirus and stuff or something else.
Next.
That's what I wanted to talk about. That's why I was trying to segue from one NBA player to another. You see, D Wade said he's not going to the championship because the coach don't play his son.
Yeah.
How you feel about that? I mean, you already sent you my notes so you can see what I'm about to say about it. But how you feel about that?
D Wade needs to chill, man. D Wade needs to chill. And as a coach, as a high school coach, as an AAU coach, D Wade's the parents that you worry about. D Wade's the parents that are doing too much. Your kid not getting the playing time that they want. Let's be clear, this team's going to the championship, so if your kid wasn't playing, that's part of the game plan that's been working. We're going to the desired destination.
And I think
D Wade loves bringing up that he wasn't one of the highest recruited dudes. So that means you wasn't the dude that was always getting all the playing time. Your son can't understand that. Why? Because he D Wade's son? That's funny.
And I think D Wade was maybe fooled by the early season because the best player Zaire Williams wasn't playing. I think the kid Brandon Boston wasn't playing yet. There was a few kids weren't playing, and they're like low key, not even low key, the two best players on the team. And so when you got two guards down, and then you're a guard, so you're gonna be playing a guard. Yeah, and then so when they come back, it's like
I don't even think that. I feel bad even trying to give them that kind of leeway because you're an NBA basketball player. You telling me you're looking at the roster? You sent your son here because you know how good this team is. Mm-hmm. You know your son is better than them too.
And earlier during the offseason, before the season started, they were asking him about like, oh, his son playing with Bronny and playing for Sierra Kane, this I was about to say franchise, but this school that's like got this storied history. And he was like, yeah, that was done on purpose. Like my son is used to being the best player on the team at his high school in Florida. We brought him out here, like, and I told him, like, you understand, like, this is a different type of basketball environment. This is a different type of team. You're not going to be able to just hot dog and do your thing like you normally. So to hear him go from that to this, So D-Wade, they asked D-Wade, they showed
Inside the NBA.
Inside the NBA, they showed a clip of shout out to Zaire Williams from Sierra Kane, hit a buzzer beater to send his team to send Sierra Kane to the state championship.
Practice, John Shot.
And they asked D-Wade's son Zaire Wade plays on the team. They asked D-Wade, was he going to be attending the game? He said, no, I will not be attending. They don't put my son in the game, and I don't want to do nothing to the coach. And I was just like, man, I tweeted, I was like, oh, so D-Wade, is that basketball dad, huh? Let me say this, bro. I've seen Sierra Kane before. I've seen Sierra Kane play in person twice. Early, like I think it might have been their first 2 games of the season. And like I said, before they had their 2 best players. And Zaire Wade was playing. And even then, without their 2 best players, you could tell that he wasn't the best player on the team. Mm-hmm. That there was definitely players better than him. And then so you fast forward, they get their 2 best players back. And even still, the media platform that I work for, I'm going to shout him out again, shout out Hustle 2K. When I don't make it to the games, he still sends me the footage to make the Instagram videos. And so I see full game highlights. Like even after I'm done making the videos, just if I'm bored or bearing sleep, I ain't got nothing to do.
You watch a lot of Sierra Kane.
I watch a lot of Sierra Kane. He's not even close to being the best player on the team, bro. To be real, I would argue that Bronny's a little bit better. Bronny's definitely a better defender than he is. Bronny's probably a better shooter than he is, just as, if not more, athletic. And Bronny don't even get crazy burn like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just not. He's not that guy on the team. He's not one of the best players on the team for him to demand that type of playing time. And then, like you said, this team just made it to the state championship. Like they're about to prove, like, come this weekend, if the coronavirus don't stop everything, they're about to prove that they're the best team in California. You know what I'm saying? And they're the best team in California, and like you said, your son's not playing that much, so the coach must be doing something right, bro.
Yeah,
he must be.
And that's my whole thing. And it just it shows what you're looking for. D-Wade, like it almost seems like you were expecting or anticipating preferential treatment. Yeah, like I was saying, I feel like D-Wade was anticipating preferential treatment no matter what the situation was. His kid was gonna play but so much. And it don't look right. It don't look right. And you gonna say on national television, I don't wanna do nothing to the coach.
Right.
Bro, just don't show up. Don't say nothing about it. Congratulate the kids and all of that. Last time I checked Bronny James just because I'm interested in what LeBron's son is doing. When I checked, and this was early in the season, I don't know if his minutes went up or down, but he was playing 8 minutes a game. That's a high school quarter. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And LeBron hasn't said nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you feel like there's something better than Bronny?
You probably do.
And that's fine if you do. But that guy is playing 8 minutes a game. How much better is he? Because this team is in the championship without your son playing. And I get it. Zaire's a senior, right? Like, his son's a senior.
Yeah, he's a senior.
And I get it from that perspective. But to come out on national television and do that, that's not right. That's not right. It's not a good look. And I'm sure that's not the example that D-Wade wanted to put out there. You know what I mean? All these guys are real careful. Like, so was it a mistake? You know what I mean? You can't do all this. He's learning not to be the best player and doing all the yada yada yada, but now he's not getting best player treatment. Now it's a problem. Now you're gonna do something to the coach. D-Wade, shut your ass up. You ain't about to do shit. What you gonna do? Walk up and slap the coach? You gonna start arguing with the coach before, after a game? Get out of here.
And
get out of here, D-Wade.
As a coach, those are the parents that you really hate. Mm-hmm. Like, it gets annoying even when a parent comes up to you and even asks you over and over why their kid isn't playing. The first time, it's like, nah, I get that. Every parent will want to know, like, why their kid needs to play more.
Nah, like, I tell my parents, your player can ask me, you cannot.
I mean, how you run your team is how you run your team. I wouldn't do that. I mean, if I want to hear myself from the coach as the parent, I feel like I have that right.
My son and daughter gonna have to do that. I'm not getting in the middle of that. Cause now the coach got to deal. Now the coach got to deal with you on the court. But understand that you're taking your frustration and everything home to your parent.
I'm not saying you've done that, but what if your son or daughter, you told your son or daughter to go ask the coach, and you watch every game, you probably have a pretty good handle of why your kid doesn't play that much. But your kid goes and asks the coach, and the coach gives them some BS, and you feel like in your heart and in your head that the coach just gave them any BS answer. You're not gonna go and ask the coach yourself?
Nah, I'm not. Like, because I think it's important for the child to still understand the dynamic of the team. Whether I talk to this coach or not, this is the coach's team. And just because I went up there and talk to them don't mean it's gonna get a different outcome than when you talk to them. They could tell me the same BS they told you. What I'm gonna do? Tell the coach they lying? You know what I'm saying? It's like
I wouldn't press them, but I could fully see myself, and I plan on being that parent that's cool with my kids' teachers and coaches and stuff like that. I've already gotten cool with his teachers, the teachers that he used to have. So I feel like I would be able to be like, hey man, so what my dude got to do to get some more playing time, man? Like, what's up? You can't knock down an open shot. You don't trust him. Like, what do you got to do? And I work with you. It wouldn't be no thing where I'm like, what's good, bro? Like, I wouldn't be pressing.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
I would for sure want to, cause you want to see your kid in the game. Like, you want to help your kid out. You know what I'm saying?
Every parent does, and that's the problem. Every parent does. So now I gotta listen to all y'all ask me this. Yo, I'm coaching this team, man.
No, but that's the thing. That's why I think D Wade is one of those parents who's just being like, he's kind of throwing his name and throwing his weight around a little bit, because he has to understand why his son isn't playing. He has to.
But and
there isn't a single player for Sierra Canyon that plays more than him that he's better than. Every player that plays more than him is a better basketball player than him.
Or let's say they're not.
But they are.
No, I understand, and you watch them a lot more than I do. But let's go to a hypothetical, and let's say they aren't. Team necessity. Team. There's players that play on every. Kyle Korver ain't been one of the 5, 7, 8 best players on every team he been on, but you know what he do? Got a wet jump shot. And there's some of y'all that are a lot better than me that ain't got a wet jump shot. Sometimes we need a guy that's not gonna try to score, but this is just gonna run the show. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we gotta play the big kid just because he big. Mm-hmm. It's come on, D-Wade. Come on, dog. Come on. You love to tell people how you weren't the most highest recruiting, you weren't all this other stuff. So you were one of them dudes at one point. And now that you're not, your son ain't. He might still be. Mm-hmm. He might still. You know what's funny? I was just having a conversation with another coach about it and was saying, this coach was saying that Zaire Wade and LeBron James Jr. is gonna struggle in college. Is that because they've only been in situations where it's superstar situations. Either I've been the best on the team or I've been on a team that's expected to be the best. And they're going to go to college and people are going to be like, I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't care who your daddy is. Actually, that's more of a reason I'm going to come out here and go after you. Because I'm going to make a name off of you, bro.
That's an interesting way to look at it, but I don't see it being that way for Bronny, especially if he stays at Sierra Canyon, bro. Like,
No, we were projecting forward to them in college. Like, because we're saying like
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like Sierra Canyon is different, bro. Like all of those schools that you go there just to play that sport, they're different. But bro, it's different.
And part of it's supposed to be preparing you for the next level. And at the next level, you're not guaranteed to play. Everybody here is on a scholarship, bro.
Oh, I was speaking to your point about them having a hard time in college. I don't think Bronny will.
And I would like.
I heard an interesting. This is kind of off topic, but since we're talking about Sierra Canyon. Heard an interesting story about them.
Are they about to get Mikey Williams?
No. That would be crazy. How crazy would it be if Bronny went out to San Ysidro to play with him? That'd never happen. But so the team,
that's a project, bro.
The team has security, obviously, and then Bronny has his own personal security thing. I seen a video of him. He was actually at a 24. Like hooping at a 24, I was like, oh, LeBron getting kind of lax. I'm like, nah, then they definitely got the bodyguard at the door. Like, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, dude was telling me, he was like, bro, they got people moving around with that team that's like, he's like the British dudes that got a gun on their waist and no taekwondo. I started laughing. He's like, nah, bro, I'm not kidding. He's like, I'm not kidding. He's like, bro, I've been at Sierra Canyon home games where I'm standing by the door just because it's hot in the gym and I don't want to walk in yet. He's like, I got my camera, I got all my settings right. I'm just chilling outside for a minute. He's like, and security standing right by the door, and Bryce, Bronny's little brother, tried to come through the door, and security the arm was like, you gotta go around, British accent and everything. He was like, when you look at their waist, he's like, they keep a coat on. He's like, but you can see they keep the blanket.
And that's for a reason. This is a deterrent.
He said Bryce came like try to go through the door and people stopped him and was like, you gotta go around. He said Bryce looked up at him and was like, and just went around and just walked around. And the dude that I work for, he said he tapped the security guard and was like, do you know who that is? Do you know who you just sent around to the other door? The security was like, no. Like, I don't care who it is. He was like, bro, that's LeBron's other son. That's his son Bryce. He was like, nobody tell me that. They told me not to let nobody through this door. And just looked ahead like, whatever. If I get in trouble for that, y'all should have told me who he was, nigga. Like, whatever.
And it don't matter. You too. You too. Go around. Unless your daddy walk through here with you, y'all are going around.
Brownie got a handler too. Like, you see, like, that's why you see, like, even when they came out here to San Diego, like,
and they should have a handler.
Yeah, Zaire and all the other people, like, signing autographs, like, talking to people, like, Brownie don't get to sign no autographs. You don't get to come up to him and talk to him after games.
I applaud LeBron for all that.
No interviews, no autographs. Nope, let him be a high school kid.
Yeah, I applaud LeBron for that. They're not; those kids aren't gonna have a regular life when your dad is D Wade or LeBron James or whatever. Like, Zaire Williams and those kids, they have a more regular existence than you do, even though they're better than you. Your dad's not the best player in the world.
See,
your dad's not a legend in basketball.
I was telling somebody, they were like, but all the other kids, they get bum rushed when they come out the locker room. They get treated like celebrities too, and they do.
And people
Brandon
throw
Boston and
like
Zaire and all that, like they taking pictures with girls and signing signing autographs for the kids and everything too. But next year for them, it's gonna stop. You know what I mean? Like they're the big dog at Sierra Canyon right now, but when they go to school, Zaire, Brandon, they'll still be big dogs at their school, but they're not gonna be like everybody rushing to talk to them and sign autographs like they are right now.
And maybe they won't, depending on where they went.
This is gonna continue for Bronny. Like kids like Bronny and Mikey, who the whole country knows who they are, and they're 14 and 15.
Wade and all, this
is gonna continue. This is gonna continue for them.
And that's why I applaud them. Like I was saying, like your existence.
And I'm saying that to say players like the other guys on the team who it's gonna stop at one point, at sooner rather than later. You have to kind of let them have it and let them enjoy that and let them have fun with it, because that's a once in a lifetime experience. Like, bro, it's happened to me. Like just being affiliated with the Kings, we'll pull up to one of these elementary schools and do like a community event. And they'll see us with the Kings gear, and I think a lot of times for me, it's just like I know how to dress, and I got on the Kings gear, and I got tattoos and stuff. Kids be running up to me, can I have your autograph? I've had to tell kids, like, you know I don't play basketball, right? You know I'm just a cameraman, right? Oh, it's cool. And it feels dope. Like kids running up to you begging for an autograph, that feels dope. And so you gotta let people have that moment. But like I said, when you're Mikey Williams and Bronny James and Zaire Wade, that's gonna continue for years. So it's like you'll have your time to really enjoy that. Right now, just fall back and just be a kid.
And I think part of it is like, and I'm not saying that this is in LeBron's calculation, but even if it's something he missed, I still applaud him for putting it in place and then being a part of it. This ain't your hype yet.
Don't get the hype of who you are confusing in the hype of who you are. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's like, you're my son. You're not the man on the team. Mm-hmm. They're running up to them because they're the man out here. They gonna run up to you no matter what. So if we could curb some of that so you don't start feeling like you're just something that you're not just yet, I applaud that. You know what I mean? I applaud the hell out of that.
Lots of punch-ins today, man. We ain't got baby bro helping us out on the tools today.
What you want to jump to?
We got done talking about D Wade and his crybaby self.
Yeah, man, D Wade.
I would love
be a better example. You love being an example. Be a better one.
I would love to hear how Zaire feels about what his dad said. Oh,
that's not a good look.
I seen
he's embarrassed by that.
It was dang, old boy from Fridays. He gonna cry in the car.
I know you're talking about.
When he pulled up to the dice game, he's like, Pop's tripping.
Bro,
you know
that's not a good look, bro. Because he has to be in that locker room.
Let's see.
Oh, you had a question on here. What does a woman have to do? What does a woman have to do in her actions to change how attractive you think she is?
Right. And again, and I was kind of thinking maybe this is a segment we should do, but I'm like, that's whack. You like taking small topics from another podcast and expounding on them on your podcast.
Hell no.
But sometimes, like I said, kind of like what I said about Charlamagne in his interview. Sometimes you hear something. Sometimes you hear something and you want them to expound on it more, or you want that to be like the focus of conversation, and they move on to something else. So I got this from the Joe Budden podcast when he was like, so y'all don't think India Love is pretty? And they was like, nah, I mean, the way she moves, nah, I don't. She's a very pretty woman, but the way she moves, it makes me find her unattractive. So it made me want to ask,
That's valid.
like, what does it's extremely valid. What does a woman? I guess there's not one specific thing, but what has to be done for a pretty woman's actions to make you feel like she's not so attractive anymore?
I'll put it like this. I like, of course, we said we wasn't gonna be, I guess, certifying everything we say. I like women. If you don't act like a woman, like a lady, to me that's gonna change stuff for you. You know what I mean? Like, I've dealt with girls who I thought was killing, but they act like a child. Like, they like to play games, or they just think that because they so fine that you supposed to act a certain way. Like, I'm me, and there's a way that I do things, and if you're not cool with that, that's fine. But don't be, you know what I mean? Don't be acting no kind of way like I'm supposed to do X, Y, and Z for you. Big thing for me is just like I joke around because I heard it in a movie. I forgot the movie now, but like a first class lady. I don't want to be out with nobody that I have to worry about is gonna embarrass me. That's a big thing for me. If I even think that you're gonna act a way that will embarrass me, I won't go out with you.
And see, I'm not even saying like hypothetically you're single. I mean like you as a married man, somebody that you see, whether it's a celebrity or a girl you know personally, you think she's really pretty, and then like I said, I'm not
just not acting like a lady. Like, let's put it like this: like, if I'm in the mall and I see a girl, I'm like, damn, she look good, but she up in there and she giving somebody the business in a Foot Locker and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, she messy.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Or if she at a restaurant and you may have a problem with your food, but you're going off on the waiter or the waitress like it's their problem. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, ugh, like, cause to me it's always like me and wifey talk about this all the time. Like, people have told us in the past, like, oh, you guys look happy, or like your relationship, giving us compliments on our relationship and kind of how we do things. You know what I'm saying? And they've been in situations with us. You know what I'm saying? They've been out with us and seen like a dude hit on her right in front of me, or somebody bump into her, and you know what I'm saying, or something, and we haven't acted out of pocket. I don't want to be out nowhere and be embarrassed by your actions. You know what I'm saying? Like, or how you treating people. You know what I mean? It's just that's huge for me. That's huge. That'll change. But that'll take a 10 to a 7 or a 6. You know what I'm saying? It's just because I gotta be associated with you, and I don't want to be associated that way. You know what I'm saying? Like that's for me. Or like they was talking about on the Joe Budden podcast, like how you're out here giving it up. You know what I'm saying? It's like how you're moving. If you're moving like somebody that'll be conniving, if you're moving like somebody that might be a little bit like not on the up and up, or if you're trying to be slick or sly, or it just seems like you're with me, and this ain't my situation, but you're with me just for the look or what I could do for you. You know what I'm saying? Like how it plays on social media. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Those are things that's like it makes it. I'll put it like this: like one of my celebrity crushes is Angela Simmons, and it's because I just think she's a cool ass chick, man. Like, she's pretty, and I don't think there's anybody that wouldn't say that she's not pretty, but she just seems cool, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, she seems like she act like a regular chick on the day to day. Like, she's not doing it for the look. Of course, what she's doing for the look. She's running a business. You know what I'm saying? But it don't look and feel that way.
Right.
Yeah. So what would you say? What would you say for you?
A girl who is, I was about to say that's pretty and she knows it, but it's not like that extent. Like I think I'm handsome and I know I'm handsome. So not like that, but like a girl who you could tell just by her actions and her speech that she's used to getting crazy attention, and it's made her cocky now. I hate seeing it. I hate seeing it. Like that's pretty much the big.
That made me think of something.
That's like the biggest thing for me. Like,
yeah,
I hate it. Annoy. Even if I'm like out at the bar, like, you know, me and DeAndre go to the bar every now and again, pretty much at least twice a month. if we're out at the bar, I can't tell you how many times we've been at the bar, and he'll tap me or I'll tap him. Be like, man, look at her. You could like, she thinks she all that. And she is. She's really pretty. Got the body, got the face, everything. But then you could tell by like just the way she turns a dude down, or the way she walking through there. Somebody bump into her, the way she kind of give him a look and kind of look him up and down. Yeah. It's like, my nigga, chill. It's all these people, and people are gonna bump into you. You're a pretty girl. The guys are gonna come up to you. That's what you came in here for. So don't be in here acting all like that. Yeah. Oh, that, and then also smoking cigarettes. That's like.
Oh my God! I wasn't trying to do no like.
I know, and I started not to say it because I said, oh my God.
How you eat. And I'm not saying that you gotta be all dainty. God. Because when I wanna eat, I wanna eat. I eat slow, but I'm eating my food. You know what I'm saying? But
I won't say it makes you less attractive to me, shit. But I would not. You could look like Rihanna, fam. If you smack while you eat and chew with your mouth open, nope.
Bro.
I can't do it.
But this is what I'm saying. If I was sitting down with Angela Simmons and